Alright, and we're back. It's significantly later than it was. I basically took a break after the internet cut out because, well, I had no idea when the internet was going to come back. I think it came back after like 5 or 10 minutes or something. So I just went and like got dinner and like walked around and did some other stuff. But yeah, we're back. Unfortunately, earlier today, I started the stream and we were in the middle of a pretty significant cutscene, and then the internet cut out and it interrupted the cutscene and the stream. So I guess we'll have to rewatch the cutscene from where we left off, or rather, we'll have to restart the cutscene. We'll have to watch the cutscene from the start. But then, yeah, I guess that will eventually lead us to where we were and we can pick up where we left off. Also, I'm exceptionally tired. Like, I think this is probably the most tired I've been. It's a weird sort of tired, though. I just kind of feel absent a little bit. Because, I don't know, I went for that run today, and as I mentioned, it was on a 24-hour plus fast, and so I've been eating all day today to refuel after that run. And I just finished eating dinner, which was a pretty significant amount of food, and I think my body is basically like in full digestive mode right now. It just like wants to go sleep. So it might be a pretty short stream. But we'll see how long we can go. I really want to watch this cutscene very badly. Apparently oh yeah, because we disconnected. We didn't even have a chance to go to an inn. This is just where we like logged out at, so I usually make it a habit to log out at the inn, but we're just standing here in front of Bartholomew. So yeah, just for context, I guess, in case you didn't see the last part, we broke into, what was it, Castrum Siri, I think it's called. Let me just take a quick look here. Mordana. Castrum Sentry, rather. So we broke in here and we freed Minfilia and Tataru and Urianger and Papalimo. But apparently when we got in there, what was his name? I think it's Gyrus. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Hopefully I'm remembering it right even as well. I think that's his name. Anyways, he was there and he had what is referred to as Ultima Weapon. It didn't have a name before, but now it has a name. That thing that absorbed the primals. And also Lahabrius, I think his name is, was there, and apparently it's Thancred. Thancred, like the guy like drops his hood and then it's Thancred, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's Thancred. So no one's really sure what's going on with that. But other than that, since the Signs of the Seventh Dawn disappeared, a meeting was being held between the three grain companies over what to do next. Because, again, what was his name? It's not Gaius, is it? I think it is, isn't it? It's Gaius something. That's the only way I remember his name. Basically Darth Vader, man. I think it's Gaius. Gaius von Balthar or something. The Black Wolf. I remember he's called the Black Wolf. That's his nickname, so I could just say that also. The Black Wolf basically sent demands to all three of the Grand Companies / the three main nations. And his conditions were either you surrender or we'll brutalize your nations. If you surrender, we'll spare the brutalization process. So those were the two options. And so basically there is now a meeting being held between the three leaders of the Grand Companies to come to a consensus as to what they should do in response to these demands. And in the absence of the signs of the Seventh Dawn, most of them were of the disposition that they should surrender. And then this cutscene is basically us rushing in to let them know that the signs of the Seventh Dawn are not actually in fact exterminated, and they are indeed still very much present. And yeah, that's basically where we left off. So yeah, with all of that out of the way, also hello Chthonic. Well hey, the Black Wolf. Yeah, the Black Wolf is barking his demands at everybody. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and run in here. The Council of Alliance Leaders is presently in progress in the Fragrant Chamber. I must ask that you step away from the doors, sir. I'm sorry, you're here on behalf of the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. 1,000 pardons, my lord. Of course you may enter.
We keep treading the same ground.
Van Belsar's demands are clear.
Alas, our minds are not.
I've never been one to shy from a fight, but if this weapon of theirs can do all they claim...
It has been 5 years since the calamity, and our people have scarce begun to rebuild their lives. Can we now, in good conscience, call upon them to risk what little they have left? I would spare them the pain of further conflict. Conflict, I say, though that would imply forces set in opposition. If the combined might of 3 primals could not stay Garlemald's new terror, what meaningful resistance can we offer? We who struggle to quell the foes who rise up within our own borders.
Long have we fought the primals, but to what end? We strike them down at no small cost, only for them to rise again and again. Are we to play this profitless game for the rest of days? I, for one, grow tired of it. Mistake me not. I do not propose to trade one tyranny for another. I love liberty. But conciliation need not mean oppression.
By the 12, though neither of you cried surrender, your every word betokened it. Not that I deny there is truth in what you say, nor can I rightly claim that Ul'dah is ready to fight. Refugees flood our gates, and beastmen swarm our land, while the great and the good do nothing. My flames struggle to bear the burden. I put on a grand show at the Remembrance Service, made all manner of lofty promises. I've made good on not a bloody one.
Do not blame yourself, Rauban. You said only that which the people needed to hear. All present have done the same. Our citizens had become lost to hope. If our words serve to kindle it in them anew, better we speak than remain silent. Our enemy condemns us for failing our people. Yet what does he care for their well-being? While we labored to rebuild their lives, the Black Wolf built instruments of murder with which to end them.
Her Majesty speaks true. For all our failings, the people's well-being has ever been our foremost priority. While none among us ever doubted that the Empire would one day resume its war, we scarcely had means enough to solve the problems of the present.
Aye, which is why we look to others to safeguard our future. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Alas, they are gone, and the Black Wolf is at our door.
Admiral! I fear you are mistaken.
Alphinord, Minfilia, and Seven Hells. Master Garland?
And you, dear friend.
By Ralga, you're alive. All of you.
As we approached, I would swear I heard talk of surrender. But I know that cannot be. It is not the Eorzean way.
Hear me, my friends. Accepting the Garleans' offer to vanquish the Primals would be folly. Folly, I say. For might is not the answer to the Primal threat. Indeed, the more the Empire exerts its strength, the worse matters will become. Primals enter this world when mortals call upon them, and mortals are wont to appeal to a higher power when they are desperate. Nothing is more certain to breed desperation in the beast tribes than the Garleans' proposed solution.
The true answer lies in a lasting peace. But the Garleans only know war and conquest. Should Eorzea fall into their hands, there will be such suffering as none can imagine.
We are not blind to the many challenges that each of your nations face. Yet you must not give in.
Aye. Remember 5 years ago when you wagered all for the sake of the realm? Remember what you fought for, what you were willing to die for. Let the memories rekindle the fire in your heart, for Eorzea has need of it again.
Come what may, we Scions will never give up the fight. And so I bid you stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm.
A great man once said that a shrewd merchant grasps not for the quick profit, but invests in the future. Wise words, eh, Ralban?
Sid,
Your words stir and shame me in equal measure. How could I contemplate surrender? I know full well that all we have, we owe to the sacrifices of those who went before us. Yet the seeming hopelessness of our plight robbed me of my insight. We Gridanians have no love for war. Yet we have still less for those who would threaten our homeland. Ever have we fought to protect those things we hold dear, and this shall never change. Gridania will go to war. We will fight the Empire for the sake of the realm and all who abide here.
At long last, I hear words worthy of a founder of the Alliance. Ralban, are we to be outdone?
I lost one homeland. The thought of losing another had blunted my resolve. But no man knows better than I that if you want aught, you'd best be ready to die for it. With great danger comes the chance for great glory and great profit. We Uldans who have turned sand into gold know this well. How many times have we fallen into the pit of despair, only to have you pluck us out? I've fair lost count.
Reckless, the lot of you, like bloody pirates. Well, I won't waste my breath trying to talk you round. On account of being a pirate myself. And the pirate who shrinks from a challenge is no pirate at all. Those who would pick a quarrel with us must choose. Back down, or go down with all hands. Let the Garleans come. The united strength of Limsa Lominsa will be waiting for them.
If our realm is to be free of this pall of darkness, let it be by our own hands.
For Eorzea!
We must needs consider how the weapon may be brought to bear against us.
The Maelstrom will secure strategic points along the coastline.
In the meantime, the flames will deploy at...
Be at ease, my friends. You have banished our doubts. Pray leave the military matters to us, and retire to the waking sands. We will send word anon.
Alright, we actually got to watch the cutscene in full. I feel like midway through that cutscene there is a little bit of a like Titus moment when they broke out in laughter. And they were ha 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 ha. I don't know. It was this is a little bit awkward, just a bit, but the rest of it was pretty good. Enjoyed that. None may enter the fragrant chamber without permission. I must ask that you step away from the doors, sir. Oh, we're not allowed in anymore. Feels bad, man. Anyways, so yeah, we gotta go return to the waking sands. I still find it kind of strange that we've established, or rather re-established our base at, like exactly where it was, basically. It's exactly in the same place that we had it, we got like obliterated at. I feel like it's kind of weird. I feel like we should have picked another location, but anyways, I suppose that's not exactly my call to make. That is for the game to decide. Man, I am pretty tempted to do this side quest, but let's see what we're doing here next. In the Waking Sands, since we're on a roll, basically. Also, is Tataru back? Oh, Tataru is still not here. Also, I guess I don't know how epic these cutscenes are gonna be. Maybe until we get out of this kind of chain, we'll stay in warrior, because I do kind of like having our warrior garb on when we're doing the prestigious cutscenes. Feels is kind of good. Also, oh, we have the music back, the lights are back on. Okay, that's nice. When my shift ends, I'm going to drink myself blind. My shift number? I don't know, 14? Oh, good. Okay, well, we have guards back on duty. That's a good first step. Also, we have Slav Swiss. Wait, don't I know this person? I feel like we've met them before. My dear sister drew her last breath here in battle with the Empire. To her, The fight for Eorzea's future was more important than her homeland. True to her beliefs to the end, she was. Is she a yellow jacket? Like, I know she's wearing yellow armor, but... Huh. I might have to, like, look into who this is. I feel like she's, like, really familiar. No? So what's up, Vegas? No matter how dark the night, one day the dawn will break. As long as brave souls like yourself take up our cause, the silence will never stand down. Red Elf. Okay, I don't know who this guy is. He's new, I think. Yellow Jackets wouldn't be there. She's a silent. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's a... I don't know, like, I feel like I've seen her somewhere before. I don't know. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Merlib in appearance, but... Oh man, we lost so many people during the last attack. It's so empty here now. We had like such a nice party of people. It felt like it just kept on growing, and now we're down to like just a few people. Oh man. Well, Arnvald is still around. I should have done something, done anything, but I didn't, and now Abba and Ollie are... I will not let it be for nothing. I will earn this. Oh wait, there's a couple of other people here though. Oh wait, this Mikote, I remember, this one was she was trying to talk sense into that one archer lady one time when she was like raking the ground. She was there. She doesn't have a name. You don't get to talk to her, but she's still alive. There's also this guy. This guy, I think... I can't really see his face. I think this might be the vendor. The vendor guy. He's still around, I think. Wigston. I don't know who this is. We came away with our lives, though our losses weigh heavy in our hearts. We must carry on for those who have fallen. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this guy before. Oh, he's got the lantern shield. That's nice. He has good taste in shield aesthetics. Uranger is still kicking. As one age endeth and another doth arise, so do our struggles wax and wane. What wouldst thou ask of me? How fares the realm? Souls from Aether far, strangers from strange lands, yester with thine eyes, morrow by thine hands. By my reckoning, these words from the divine chronicles tell of warriors of light, or tell of the warriors of light. With cloudless vision of the past, they forge the way into the future. Mine interpretation, it ringeth true with that which I have witnessed. And cryptic as always. I don't know why I'm trying to like jump up on these cabinets, but we accomplished our objective. Mission complete. Probably confused with said stiff. Huh. Much like real life, friends come and go, people live and die, and you are left there to figure out how to process it all. That's true. Well, whether or not you figure out how to process it, you have to keep moving forward. So I guess that's what we'll do. Well, at least the main gang is all here, except for Thancred. No one knows exactly what's going on with Thancred. That was a little bit kind of weird. We may have surmounted this latest trial, but the worst is yet to come. We must remain focused. I will not see our efforts wasted in futile regret. As for Thancred, he and I have much to discuss. Also, I'm still not sure if I should pronounce her name Y'shtola or Yashtola, because I think I've heard it verbally pronounced a few times as Yashtola. Similarly with Alphino, I think I've literally heard it pronounced out loud as Alphino, but also as Alphanod. Like, I've heard them say first one. So it's not Yashtola, it's Yashtola. I've been saying Yashtola the whole time. But I think I heard one of the pronunciations as, like, Yashtola. I heard one of the characters say that. First one on both? Yeah, that's weird, because I was saying Elfino, because the D should be silent. But I swear in the last series of cutscenes, I heard one of the NPCs say Elfinod. Or like Elfinode or something, and I'm like, but isn't it Elfino? So yeah, I don't know. Ida I think is good. Papalymo is good. Urianger is good. Like I think they're all good. It just kind of threw me off to hear those like alternate pronunciations in the cutscenes. But I guess I won't be tricked. Anyways. Instead of gratitude for coming to his rescue, Papalymo called me a scatterbrain. The next time he gets caught by the Empire, I'm leaving him to rot. Also, Ida did some sick moves. I thought they were just kind of, you know, like, random side character, like, you know, like, they're main characters, obviously, but they're just, like, sidekicks. But Ida was actually really, really cool in the prison breakout. She went toe-to-toe with that one lady. I forget the, like, the chief prison guard lady. I forget her name already. Crap. I'm bad with names. But yeah, she like basically like went toe to toe and like met one of her assaults and then like did a sick backflip over the top of her head. That was really cool. Had I not intervened, that Garlean soldier may well have done for Ida, lowering her guard in the heat of battle as though she were on an evening stroll. How much of a scatterbrain can she be? Sigh. Well, at least we cannot fault her for being inconsistent. I like that there was one guard walking around that Tataru had nearly seduced into releasing her. Yeah. There is the one guard you talk to. He's like, "Oh, I love that one woman prisoner that we have." Oh, you think I'm talking about the blonde one? No, I'm talking about the Lalafell. I love her. I just want to pick her up and hug her. It's like. That guy was a little bit obsessed, it feels like. Badass at being a secretary? Who, Yida? No, Yida's not the secretary, is she? She's like a monk. I don't know. She seemed pretty badass. Tataru is the secretary for the most part, I think. Oh, she's a smooth operator? Oh wait, Tataru... Oh, I'm sorry, you were responding to Chthonic. I hadn't gotten that far in chat, so I was reading it out of context. I'm very intelligent, don't worry about it. Tataru is a secret badass, but nobody seems to realize it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She's got those seduction skills, I guess. I'm pretty sure Wedge also has a thing for her, it seems. I don't know if the feelings are mutual, though she is always singing that, that Desert Rose song whenever she's alone, so. Tataru. A regular femme fatale. Yeah, for sure. Tataru, she is good at gossip. Yeah, she is good at that. Anyways. Elfinos says the counteroffensive to come will require the total commitment of every allied nation as well as the flawless coordination of all forces. I pray the Council understands this. I understand you gave our fallen brothers and sisters a proper burial. I'm sure they appreciated it. When the Empire is beaten and all of this is over, let us visit them at the church. That would be nice. We should go share cinnamon cookies with, I don't know what the father's name is. I forget his name also. The father who tends to the church, though. The minister. We should go have cinnamon cookies with that guy, because he was pretty cool. For many years, I dedicated my life to the research and development of Magitech, unable or unwilling to see the repercussions of my work. And though I have since left Garlemald behind, its scientists continue to build upon my work. I fear that this new weapon may be another example of that, an ancient relic enhanced with technologies I created. Yet even should that be the case, it would still require a brilliant mind to... No, he didn't. Wait, what? Its scientists continue to build upon my work. I fear that this new weapon may be another example of that, an ancient relic enhanced with technologies I created. Yet even should that be the case, it would still require a brilliant mind to... Okay, I guess he's like just referencing something that may have been tampered from his own technologies, but maybe the worst came to pass or something. What's next on the agenda? We're ready to get to work. She hasn't said a word to me since the rescue. Was it all for nothing? Yeah, I don't know. She seems more concerned about the people we lost than Wedge. Too ace to catch on to the romance seduction stuff in 14. That's true, I guess. I guess it can make it a little bit more difficult. I don't know. I find I'm usually pretty capable of still picking up on that stuff. But anyways, I guess we'll talk to Menphilia now.
I cannot well express my relief to think that the Alliance came so close to surrender.
But the fire in their hearts has been rekindled, and they will fight to the last.
This warmth inside. Did you feel it too, Grandfather? I would know something. Was that your power at work earlier?
Nothing of the sort. The leaders of Eorzea had lost their way. I merely helped them to find it again. Oh, hello. Yes, our party returned just a moment ago. How close are you? It's all right, Cid.
We must needs plan our next move. Pray continue liaising with your respective nations. Cid, would you be our man in Ul'dah?
I'll be whatever and wherever you need me to be.
We haven't a moment to waste. All right, let's do this!
Thancred's fate weighs heavy on my mind. I cannot bear to think of him in thrall to an Ascian. Mayhap you know this already, but the Ascians are immortal beings without physical form. Since time immemorial, they have fanned the flames of chaos from the shadows. That they might work unseen, the Ascians entrap and possess mortal men by means of malign artifacts known as crystals of darkness. One such crystal may yet be the key to saving Thancred.
This is a crystal of darkness.
A mere replica, created using data obtained from anomalous crystals found across Eorzea.
It comes to us courtesy of the students of Baldessian, our distant allies. Even for an Archon, Thancred's talents are exceptional. We all had complete confidence in him. It was for this reason that none among us foresaw the danger in sending him to investigate the Ascians alone.
Thancred had been striving to fill the void left by Louisoix. Yet, it was plain that he was overtaxing himself.
Yeah, he would volunteer for everything and work till he was dizzy.
And the toll taken by his exertions made him vulnerable to Ascian influence.
The crystal that binds Thancred must be somewhere on his person. If we could but destroy it, his Ascian possessor would be compelled to relinquish control over him. You have proven the stoutest of allies, standing with us through thick and thin. Yet the most perilous struggle is still to come. For the sake of the realm, and Thancred, I ask that you lend us your strength once more. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. As I am sure you are aware, the realm was saved from certain doom 5 years ago by heroes known as the Warriors of Light. What you may not be aware of is that your many feats in service to the Scions have prompted folk to make certain comparisons. I must confess, you do remind me of them. Yet remember this, however glorious the past, it is the hero's lot to be judged on the deeds of the present. A new darkness threatens the realm, and the people cry out for a savior. I believe that you are he, a warrior of light, here in the present, guided by the crystal's will. Come, my friends. Let us fight to safeguard the future of our beloved Eorzea.
The Black Wolf's Ultimatum. Hey, look, more Vesper Bay Aetherite tickets. Alright, we'll take them. Must not see any Thancred dialogue then. Yeah, Thancred is AFK at the moment. Apparently busy being possessed by... So it is Ascian. I thought I was being pronouncing Ascian, but I don't know. Ascian just seems like kind of an unfortunate name for a group of people. But hey, I guess they chose it. Anyways, I don't think there's any new follow-up here, yeah, no, so we'll just talk to Minfilia again. Operation Archon. Minfilia would brief you on the Eorzean Alliance's planned counteroffensive against the Empire. All present? Then let us begin. We have received the details of the impending operation. In what promises to be the largest single counteroffensive in the realm's troubled history, the Alliance will strike at every Imperial stronghold standing upon Eorzean soil. As might be expected, the operation would be complex, but you need not commit its intricacies to memory. It is enough that each man understands his part and plays it to the best of his ability. The finer instructions you will receive at each staging point. To begin, let us review the distribution of our forces. From west to east, the Maelstrom of Linzelminta, the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah, and the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania. Next, let us examine the locations of the Imperial strongholds. Near Limsala we have Castrum Ossidens, situated in Easter Vilbrand, and Castrum Marinum, which lies to the south and east in the midst of the Rotanos Sea. Near Ul'dah we have Castrum Meridianum to the north, and the coastal outpost at Cape Westwind, which connects Castrum Marinum to the mainland by means of Magitech Transporter. Near Gridania we have Castrum Oriens, which lies upon the eastern edge of the Twelveswood. And finally, in Mordana stands Castrum Sentry, a thorn in the heart of Eorzea. The forthcoming operation will see Allied forces assault each of the aforementioned locations, with the ultimate objective of destroying the Empire's new weapon, housed within Castrum Meridianum. As one might expect of the Black Wolf's seat of power, Castrum Meridianum boasts all but impenetrable defenses. If we are to breach it, we must needs isolate it from its sister strongholds. To do otherwise would be to risk being caught twixt hammer and anvil. The operation will comprise 4 distinct phases, all told. The first shall see us eliminate one of the Black Wolf's most trusted lieutenants, Ritetin Sas Arvina. According to our intelligence, the Prefectus is due to visit the Imperial outpost at Cape West Wind for an inspection. When he arrives, we shall dispatch an elite adventurer unit to eliminate him. Kaya, we would have you lead this assault. Ritatian is a peerless field tactician. Shorn of his leadership, the garrison at Castrum Occident will be as a snake without its head. Phase 2 will see us sever Castrum Meridianum's primary lines of supply. As soon as Ritatian's presence is confirmed at the coastal outpost, the Maelstrom will lay siege to Castrum Occident. At that very hour, the Limson armada, helmed by the Admiral herself, shall move to blockade Castrum Marinum. Meanwhile, in the Chelswood, the Order of the Twin Adder will surround Castrum Oriens. And they'll have the Sylphs to help them. Phyrexios have been waiting for a chance to avenge these ones. Phase 3 shall see us neutralize Castrum Meridianum's defenses. Forming our main thrust, the Immortal Flames will march against the stronghold with all their strength. While the enemy's eyes are thus drawn outwards, another elite adventurer unit shall infiltrate the Castrum. Its mission to disable the Magitech field generator which protects the Praetorium, a fortress within a fortress, wherein the ultimate weapon is believed to be housed. Kai, we would have you take command once more. Meanwhile, the Order of the Twin Adder will blockade the railway which connects Sentry and Meridianum, preventing the timely arrival of reinforcements from Mordana. A wise precaution. The monstrous locomotive which runs back and forth between the two castra is capacious enough to transport a small army by all accounts. It is well the Garleans do not think to give it wings. Or did not think to give it wings. Once Meridianum's defenses have been compromised, the operation will enter its fourth and final phase. This will see the Immortal Flames enter the stronghold and suppress the remnants of the enemy garrison, allowing Kai's unit to pass unopposed into the Praetorium, where they will locate and destroy the ultimate weapon. By this feat, shall the operation be deemed a success. In addition to the grain companies, we can count upon the support of a variety of other parties, from the Pirates of Limsa to the Monetarists of Ul'dah. In all, the operation will involve no fewer than 12 major factions. Legend holds that the Archons were 12 in 1 and 1 in 12. It is for this reason that our grand endeavor has been dubbed Operation Archon. Countless free companies have also pledged their swords, and more join us by the day. At long last, all of Eorzea is rising as one. As before, we Saiyans shall work in concert with the grand companies. Yida, Papilimo, Yustola, pray accompany your respective organizations on their missions. Urianger, I would have you represent us in Ul'dah. Reassure the financiers that they have made a sound investment. When that is done, pray return here and aid in the coordination of our forces. Tataru, please assist Urianger in any way you are able and ensure that everyone is kept abreast of the latest developments. Minfilia, Sid, and I shall accompany the main host in an advisory capacity. It will be our task to analyze intelligence as it comes into our possession and make the necessary recommendations to command. As Elfino mentioned, you are to lead the elite unit of adventurers whose task it will be to see each operation of Archon's main objectives fulfilled. Yours is the most important role of all, and like to be the most dangerous. Pray choose your party well and stint not in your preparation. The battle for the future of the realm is about to begin. Together let us show the Black Wolf the power of a united Eorzea. Pray report to the Immortal Flames encampment situated to the north of here when you are ready to be briefed on your first mission. I cannot stress this enough, but please be careful. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Sounds like it's for the best that we haven't seen any of Thancred from A Realm Reborn, really. Probably would skip such questionable scenes in New Game Plus anyways, though, as we do in all the contents we partake of. And Ishgard will cover our rear to make sure no dragons slip through where they can't kill them. Yes, they need to vanquish every dragon. That's their glory. Although, to be fair, I mean, it is kind of good that there's no dragons on the loose. I don't know, I mean, I think you do have to give credit to the Ishgardians where credit is due. Like, fighting dragons 24/7, like, that's kind of a big deal. And that is a very real threat. Like, they're kind of helping out quite significantly. I think the Ishgardians have some issues in between their houses, and I think they have some very strange practices. But I do kind of like them. They do bring something to the table, that's for sure. Lol, thanks, Ishgard. Oh, those are some badass looking goggles. Oh, the pince-nez. Yeah, well, they're just their glasses, basically. I like them on the warrior. They go well with the red armor, I feel like. But anyways. But dragons should be friends. Well, maybe if the dragons stopped attacking Ishgard, they could sit down. Maybe they should have some sort of like diplomatic tea ceremony or something where the dragons and the Ishgardians sit down and hash things out mano a mano. Oh, those are pince-nez. Yeah, it's I did a glamour on the warrior helmet to pince-nez. They're very, very strong, very powerful glamour item. much sunglasses, very cool. Nice. We also use those. They're rad as heck. Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're nice. As briefed, you are to lead a squad of elite adventurers on infiltration missions. You will receive detailed orders at each staging point. The future of Eorzea hinges upon the success of Operation Archon, and casualties are inevitable. May the crystal watch over us all. Oh no. Casualties are inevitable. Casualties are inevitable. Get attached to no one. Everyone is expendable. Oh no. Anyways, oh, there's quests in here now, apparently. The man on 14th was released from service. I am the new 14. Wait, what is this? Shifts come and go like the ebb and flow of the tides. I am of the 15th. I am the new 14. I am of the 15th. So there's someone from the... I don't know if this guy's just joking. I guess they're on the 15th shift now. That's my guess. Anyways, Slavswiss. A kobold initiative. Slavswiss has a plan that requires an adventurer's aid. Read the riptides and the winds and brace yourself for the coming storm. Learned as much when I sailed as a yellow jacket. Oh, she is a yellow jacket. I guess she's like an ex-yellow jacket. Or she could be a yellow jacket and a scion, I guess. I really feel like I've seen her before. Like, I'm not sure if I saw her during the warrior storyline at some point. Like, she seems really familiar to me for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, the wisdom of the seas has served me just as well on land. The beast tribes are a storm in the Bruin, and neither the Scions nor city-states can allow themselves to be caught unawares. Nay, we must strike first and nip the storm in the bud. I'd start with the kobolds. I reckon that they've grown a bit too big for their breeches of late. One more thing I learned as a Yellow Jacket is that your ship is only as steady as your crew. Before taking on the kobolds, I have a mind to round up some new allies. In Camp Overlook, you'll find a crew of pirates who have given up pillaging and plundering and now fly the flag of the Maelstrom. I'd bring them on board to fight the kobold menace, but I've a notion that an honest plea from yourself would be more convincing. Might you travel to Camp Overlook and speak to Commander Blowdin in my steed? He'd be doing us a great service, Man, we've talked to that guy a lot lately. My dear sister drew her last breath here in the battle with the Empire. To her, the fight for Eorzea's future was more important than her homeland. Okay, that's the same follow-up text. We also have Radolf. Oh wait, pince-nez and peace lovers' pantaloons are pretty much staples in our glamour diet. Peace lovers' pantaloons, I don't know if I've seen those before. Peace lovers... I'm just looking them up really quick. Let's see. Peace lovers' attire coffer. Oh, is this Mog Shop? Or no, wait, fit token. I don't know what that is. What is this? I shouldn't be looking at glamour pieces right now. Oh, it's from Skyrise Celebration. I see. I'm not sure what that is either. They look like jeans though. That's kind of cool. Oh, you got them off market. Oh, I see. Huh, okay. Well, maybe they are just from market then. Oh, wait, oh. That's Heaven's Word in the Firmament with the diadem stuff. Or Firmament. That's Heaven's Word in the Firmament with diadem stuff. I see. Alright. Oh, whoops. Ow. I accidentally slammed the desk. Anyways, into the Valley of the Skull. Radolf would have you lend your assistance to the Maelstrom cause. I call upon you as a fellow Scion Kai to assist our allies in meeting a mutual objective. The Maelstrom needs every sword it can summon to stifle the Sahagan advance. I implore you to journey to Camp Skull Valley, discuss the matter with Falkbrida, and render what remedy you can. No matter how dark the night, one day the dawn will break. As long as brave souls like yourself take up the cause, the Scions will never stand down. Okay, these guys all have the same follow-up text. Oh, look, there's a lot of... They found each other! Dude! They're here! They found each other at last! Dude! I'm so happy. You never get to see them all in the same place, like, ever. Can we... I want to... Oh wait, I don't think we can sit here because it's... Because I don't think... This is not appropriate sitting behavior. I can't believe they're actually all here. That's insane. This is a rare sight. This must not happen that often. All three of them in one place. The band of brothers. How do you... Hold on. Alright, cool. We got it. Crafting and gathering area later on at that point. Oh, I see, I see. Alright, we'll talk to them soon. Doria still. This was all his idea, yet in the end, he was the one who had to go and sigh, God's damned fool. This guy, I'm not sure who this guy is. There's a lot of new people here that I'm not sure who they are. Yuta and Papalimo are here. 62, 63, 60... Oh, Kai, just warming up, Pant, for the operation. We're going to accompany Pant the Gridanians. Pant, how many times was that? Yes, it's important to do squats before you do a major military invasion. God's sake, Yuta, we have an operation to think about and you're wearing yourself down by exercising. Your form isn't even correct. It's cheating to swing your arms. I appreciate that you have nervous energy, but there will be no shortage of opportunities to expend it when we go toe-to-toe against the Garleans. I don't know who these two are. We've got a new archer and a new Lalafell. I guess we shouldn't get too attached though. They may very well not be long for this world. Okay, Arnvald has still got the same stuff. Oh wait, she's the arms mender now. Oh no, wait, but didn't the last arms mender die? Oh no. Please don't kill the cute glasses Mikote arms mender. There's no need for this. This guy's still alive, the Scion supplier, but all he really sells is like high potions and high ethers, which we don't really need. What is this quest? Can't do it without you. Winston would seek your aid in putting a plan of his own into motion. My dear friends, Aba and Ollie came to the Scions with a burning passion to deliver this realm from darkness, a passion that I could never muster. They fought bravely and with honor, until they could fight no more. Me, I was never worth much on the battlefield. I wanted nothing more than to honor my fallen comrades, to carry on their fight. But how? One day it struck me. I may be woefully lacking on the battlefield, but my mind is sharp enough. I resolved to plot a course of action and recruit capable allies to our cause. One thing is clear to me, we can ill afford to be distracted by the beast tribes with much, more ominous storm clouds gathering on the horizon. To that end, we must find strong and loyal allies to quell the beastman menace. You are familiar with the U, perhaps? A tribe... Oh yeah, I didn't realize, yeah, the U. I like the tribe, I wasn't a fan of the quest zones, but yes, we're familiar with the U. A tribe of fearsome hunters and huntresses, I am convinced that they would prove invaluable allies in the battle against the Amalja, if only they could be won over. The you respect strength above all. I fear they'd sooner gut me than listen to my tale. But you, if you spoke, they would listen, I'm certain of it. And so I ask, friend, travel to Forgotten Springs and speak to Yuta Nun in my stead. Alright. Urianger has an unlock quest for us. Okay. Primal Fear. Urianger seems looks beseechingly in your direction, fear in his eyes. Friend to the dawn, hear my plea. Tidings most ominous arrive from Gridania. A primal walketh the shroud. Those who have borne the eldritch spirit witness, and returned to tell the tale, avow that ne'er before have they seen its like. The god's quiver doth investigate as we speak, and meseems Bow-Lord Lewin would welcome a capable adventurer's helping hand. Pray he thee to the seat of the first bow, and shine thy light upon the matter. Speak with Lewin at the seat of the first bow. I guess that's in the Archers Guild in Gridania. I'm curious if that's actually accurate. I just want to check really quick on the map. Primal Fear map. Is that what he's referring to? New Gridania? It is. Okay, I'm not crazy. Cool. I'm not that crazy, at least. Everyone's a little crazy. Me in particular. Okay, he doesn't have any other follow-up. Alright, let's talk to these guys. I gotta talk to my boy first. I gotta talk to Brennan. Because he was the guy who brought us in on the ship to start with. Brenta thinks he had it bad. Try bribing a pirate and see where that gets you. Good thing you and me escaped those bastards way back when, eh? Yeah, my boy. My boy. Basically the Limsa Laminsa intro, you get attacked by some enemy pirate ships and you like get away. Oh, dude. Alright, what do the other bros have to say? Have a seat, lad. I was just telling me brothers about the time these amel jaws saved me from the brass blades. Hard to believe, I know, but it's true. Listen to these two swapping their stories. Life ain't always got to be an adventure, I say. Me, I'm the sort who enjoys a nice, relaxing carriage ride, paired with a bottle of Bacchus. Dude, it's just... Can we just freeze frame here and, like, not leave? Why do we have to go to war? These guys had better be safe. If they hurt these guys, I'm going to be really sad. These three are immortal. You can't kill them. They're off limits. They're too important. They're main story NPCs. Oh, Biggs and Wedge are here. Sigh, Tataru. I suppose it wasn't meant to be. The chief, to be honest, I don't know where he is or what he's up to at the moment. Probably busy doing something only he can do. The Maelstrom has committed its forces to the operation. In fact, the pirates look forward to their part in this naval warfare with something approaching unholy glee. You need only concentrate on the task that lies before you. We stand vigilant at your back. See, this is why it's good to have pirates on your side, because even though they're rowdy and unwieldy, if you give them some sort of a purpose and something to swing their axes at, then they're actually incredibly useful. Because then they actually have an outlet for all of their rowdiness. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of good to have them, I guess. Each phase of Operation Archon must be executed to perfection, Kai. The fate of Eorzea hangs in the balance. Also, I wonder if this is, if it's, like, starting area or, like, faction specific. I don't know. I don't think it would be easy to check for this either. There's that one website, I think it's like Final Fantasy XIV fandom, where it's like a wiki of all the dialogue for all the quests. The only trouble is... Actually, I don't know. There might be a way to look it up to see. I'll probably look into it later, maybe. Let me make a note of it, because I'm actually curious. I'm just curious if, like, they might replace, like, the Maelstrom with, like, oh, the Gridanians have committed their forces, or, like, Ul'dah has committed their forces, or whatever, and they prime it or something based on what faction you're in. I'm guessing they probably do. In that case, I'd be kind of interested to see what they say. I might go and do some digging later to see if I can find that. Okay, but I think that's everyone then. We should take one last good look here, I guess, because knowing the Waking Sands, it could be the Assaulted Sands very soon. It could be a sandstorm. So, these three are off limits. You're not allowed to do anything bad to these three. Everyone else is unfortunately fair game. I don't want to say it, but I mean, this is how this game is, I guess. But leave those three alone. Alright, let's get out of here. Also, so it looks like we've got... There's quests to, like, do all sorts of stuff in Limsa Lominsa exclusively. I'm wondering also if these quests that you pick up here are also based maybe on your faction. Because I noticed that it's sending us to, you know, like Camp Skull Valley. Actually, no, well, I don't know. They're sending us to Forgotten Springs, too. I don't know. I guess we'll see. One of the things I want to do as well at some point is unlock the rest of the beast tribes, like to get on friendly terms with them. That might be something I do sooner rather than later. Sire, numbers have swelled so much of late, it takes an age to keep records up to date. Hee hee, that rhymes. Oh, and I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of drawing a pretty little flower next to your name. This way I can find you quickly. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tataru. That's very nice. You continue doing cute things. And being Tataru. Alright. Oh, so I guess that's what those things are then. These are actually Oh, okay, it makes sense now. Castor Mariner, that's what these were. I was wondering, because I kept seeing them all over the place. I'm like, what exactly the hell are those things? But those are the Garlean outposts. It all makes sense now. Right, okay. Also, I feel like we're probably high enough level on all of our classes to where we can probably safely do this, the Trauma Queen one, the optional dungeon. There's an impish conspirational look about Aline. If her injuries allowed it, she would sidle. Heard we're in the same trade. You're in better shape than me, though. A mishap at Wanderer's Palace nearly did me in, but boy, was it worth it. The calamity drained near half the water from Bronze Lake, and there it was, an ancient temple of Oskon. Why is it called a palace then? It beats me. I just went in looking for the treasure, me and my feller. It was like a dream, that's what it was like. The water hadn't done a thing. There were gold-framed mirrors bright as the moon. We gazed upon ourselves draped in chains of pearl, dancing on a floor of marble and malachite, like a king and queen, me and my feller. A daring-do adventurer like yourself wouldn't say no to a chance like that now, would you? Tell you what, go down to the docks of Camp Bronze Lake and talk to Abazi Shirazi. Yeah, it used to be a boon companion of mine. He'll ferry you to the palace. Huh. Wanderer's Palace. I still need to do Tantara hard to continue Edda's story. It's Edda? Can't remember the spelling. Watching too much Owl House lately. Yeah, I still need to watch Owl House. I don't have enough hours in the day to do everything I want to do right now. It's unfortunate. Too many things I'm interested in doing. It's very difficult to keep up with everything. But I try. Anyways, so we've got, I guess this is an optional dungeon. Although, wait, it says Abazi Shirazi. Trauma Queen. Yeah, wait, why is it... Oh, it's saying where the origin of the quest was, yeah, because they say Camp Bronze Lake. I'm like, wait, why is it saying Ul'dah? But I guess this is the origin location. I'm kind of curious, do I... Okay, this is still tank. I kind of wanted to run a duty roulette as a healer at some point, because I wouldn't mind grabbing level 50 and then doing the White Mage quests as well. There's a lot of side stuff I kind of want to do before we do this kind of like main campaign quest. What even was that? Dude, we have so much to do now. Operation Archon. So begins Operation Archon, the Eorzean Alliance's 11th hour bid to purge the realm of the Imperial menace. Suffice it to say, your role in the counteroffensive will be crucial to its success. Proceed to the Immortal Flames encampment north of Vesper Bay and speak with the Allied Communications Officer to receive your orders. North of Vesper Bay. Wait, where? Oh, it's there. Okay. Yeah, I feel like before we do that, like we could very easily do that right now if we wanted to. There's like so much side stuff I'd like to do though, because it feels like this is kind of like the last hurrah, basically. Like, I don't know if we're at the very end, but this seems like a really major turning point. It's like, this operation is basically involving all of Eorzea. So I kind of want to... I want to like wrap up loose ends, as it were. I kind of want to do all the side stuff before we do this. Think you should do the main story quest more? Yeah, you're near the end. Very, very, very close. Yeah, but with that said, like, before I see the ending, I kind of want to do all the side stuff. Like, because to me right now it's like the rallying period, right? It's like, oh, you know, go help out the Maelstrom, help them like deal with the Sahagins so they can fully focus on the offensive. Go rally the U clan so that they'll be allies for us during the fight. It's like, I don't know, it's obviously all optional, but like it feels like doing all of those side quests should actually kind of like help enrich the experience a bit, because this is it. This is the big push. This is like, we had to stop Ultima Weapon, which I'm super hyped to do, but I feel like I'm even more hyped to go do all the side stuff now before we do that, because it feels like there's this like huge purpose. It feels like there's more purpose instilled into every side mission now because of that, which I know probably a lot of people won't be interested in, but like if I was already interested in the side stuff before, now I'm like hyper interested in it. Maybe, not too sure, but go ahead as you wish, of course. Everyone's gonna hate me for it. Everyone's gonna be like, why are you doing side quests? Oh, dude, I love side quests though. I love, especially when it's a mission like this. It's like, this feels like in a single player RPG, it's like that point of no return, where you're like, okay, you can go wherever you want in the world and do whatever you want, but when you come back here, we're gonna go like do the main boss fight type deal. And that's when you like go through and you like get to learn about everything about the world. That's what it feels like. I don't know. We remain neutral if that helps. I mean, it does help in some part, yeah. I know everyone here is just here mostly to see the main storyline, but I don't know. I want to dedicate a long stream to just doing the unlocking the beast tribes is one thing. Man, what time is it? Oh, I've only been streaming for an hour. I streamed for a little bit earlier today too, though. I don't know if I want to fast for a full day either. Again, so soon. I mean, I could probably. I'm halfway toying with the idea of doing an all-day stream tomorrow to like do all the side stuff and just like knock it out. Because I don't know. Otherwise, we're gonna be spending a really long time on it. It feels like. This is something I should probably like think about off stream though. I guess. I'm being very indecisive right now. I kind of want to do Trauma Queen. This is just a random side dungeon, right? Can we just do this? I'm gonna just do this. Does anyone want to do this right now? The Trauma Queen wandering palace dungeon. Your beast tribes are daily repeatables that lead to story side quests in between that unlock new reputation ranks and new story. Oh, they lead to story side quests. Like, they have their own side quest stories. Interesting. Yeah, I want to learn those. Oh my god, dude. I feel... oh, man. The thing is, like, as soon as we're done with taking down Ultima Weapon, like, we're gonna just get thrust right into the next expansion at that point, right? Well, assuming that's the end. I don't know if it is the end. There might be some other things that take place, obviously. Like, in between. Like, Ultima Weapon may not actually be the final boss. You might have to fight Gaius, and you might have to fight Labria or something. And there might be any other number of random things that pop up. But it feels like, you know, we're on our way to the final sort of fight. The final gauntlet, as it were. The repeatables get you more rapid 3 repeatables a day per beast tribe. Yeah, those seem interesting. I was thinking about like how we might structure getting to look at those quests. That's also sort of a challenge. Also, wait, Mamul Jah Infiltrator. What the heck? What do I need these for? Is this for like White Mage log or something? That seems weird. This has to be for White Mage or something. There is only one of them. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's just go do this one dungeon. Because another thing, like, I wouldn't mind having our White Mage fully unlocked as well. That would be kind of nice. So we have our the three classes I'm most interested in, or have been most interested in. all fully unlocked as well. The beast tribes will take months of work, have started focusing them, and only capped 2 beast tribes in casual play so far. Oh, geez. Oh, wow. Her outfit is very fancy. That's pretty cool. Also, wait. Oh, she's got a fancy chocobo, too. But this is not where I'm supposed to go. Oh, they're over on the other side. Capped is in max rep rank. Right, right. Abazi Shirazi. You're one of Aline's, aren't you? That one's got a ghost in her attic, you know. Keep sending other venturers to that damn place she calls a palace, thinking you're gonna bring her feller back. One sec. Alright. 'Twas 7 of us that day, one of them her feller, my best friend was another. As soon as we walked in, a Tonberry attacked. It was dark and we couldn't get purchase on the floor for it. 'Twas covered in lake slime, then in blood. What more is there to say? Only Aline and I made it out by the grace of the 12. Everyone else is dead. Think I'd leave him behind. Leave my brother by another blood. If I hadn't seen what the Tonberry left. I saw no treasure there, only death. I've said my piece. You still want to see for yourself, that's your business. I'll ferry you there, for my adventuring days are over and I'm the boatman of this lake. She thinks they all live, you see, all 5 of them hiding from the Tonberry somewhere in the palace. She tried to flee the infirmary. She told folk about her friends needing rescuing, then she got sly. Poor lost Aline. Okay. What are... Oh, these are like level 49. These might actually like be useful. I think like skill speed is maybe best. I don't know. The Wanderer's Palace now accessible. Oh, wait, well, I guess, wait, don't you go coddling any ideas of gold and glory? Nothing hail will rise from that bed. The Wanderer's Palace is a tome more than a trove. I kind of, like, missed what he was saying. I feel like, the context. So, like, she keeps sending venturers over to the damn place she calls a palace. So, like, she's just crazy, I guess, right? There were 7 of us. A Tonberry attack. Okay, I don't know what a Tonberry is. It was dark and we couldn't get purchase on the floor because it was covered in lake slime, then in blood. Only Elaine and I made it out, so all the other 5 died. Okay, yeah, so he's basically saying they all died. Tonberries are scary? That's what they are? Oh. Do we want to do this then? If you want to, you can invite, but also, if you don't want to, that's fine as well, because we've got, like, tons of things to do right now. So, if they're violent, they're scary. Oh wait, as for what you asked earlier, it won't immediately thrust you into the next expansion. First, when this story arc ends, you'll get a credit screen. This happens after every expansion. After that, you'll be able to accept the first post-main story that leads into Heaven's Ward. There are 5 patches of quests or so leading into Heaven's Ward. Okay. I feel like I'd like to do all of the Realm Reborn content before we do the big push. Maybe that's crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. That's kind of the way I'd like to run it, though. I know everyone is probably eager to see, like, the finale, but I want to, like, build up to it. I feel like that would make it, like, more special when we get there. This is me, like, I don't know. There's been certain portions of the main story that have felt a little bit more interesting because I kind of understand the full lay of the land. I don't know. And like also one of those scenes, like the Sahagan scene when you first unlock them, or like the quests leading up to it, like I really liked that scene too, even though it was just like a minor one. Up to you if you want to run or do other stuff first or whatever. You're never going to finish all ARR content before that, because you actually have to finish the main story quest to do all the ARR content. Well, I mean everything I have access to right now. Or at least like unlocking it. I'm not saying I'm not gonna like max out the beast tribes before we do it. That's not what I'm saying. But like to unlock them all and just like get a feel for what they're doing. Because obviously those rep grinds I think take a very long time. Those are kind of crazy. Also, I haven't really done any of the crafting storylines. Like I haven't really touched those at all. Those might be interesting to take a look at. I don't know how, like, those seem a little bit less connected to the main storyline. So maybe we could leave those ones as well. That would be months worth of grinding. As long as it's not that, we am on board, thank goodness gracious. Right. Yeah, I guess we can do other stuff though in the meantime. At any time, though, if you want to run that dungeon, just let me know. I could also just run this off stream, maybe? I don't know. Although it's the first time running the dungeon, I don't mind running it for the first time, just like on stream, so that if we can like get reactions to anything that might be worth seeing. Anyways, rumors of a primal sighting in the Shroud have Urianger gravely concerned. Oh, okay, I guess we are doing this then. Okay. I was gonna do the Primal Fear, if not, but yeah. I guess we could teleport to Gradonia, I suppose, as well. Just so we're ready to do that, because we just have to go speak to the dude at the Archers Guild. It's raining in Gradonia. I'm pretty sure it's raining in real life too. It's that cozy feeling. But yeah, no, it's like these ones, these Beast Tribe unlock quests, the introduction to each of the Beast Tribes, I'd like to get that. Especially the Sylph one. I'd really like to see that, because they're supposed to actually play a role in the whole operation. So I'd kind of like to like see what they're capable of, or like what they're doing in the background, if it gives any sort of insight into that. But yeah, I'm good to queue anytime you are. Those are not just Beast Tribe quests, some of those are trials and hunts and PvP. Wait, really? These ones up here? These ones looked, at least when I clicked on them, they looked like Beast Tribe introduction quests. But I don't know. Oh, you didn't have party chat up. Oh wait, let us know when you're ready. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Yeah, I had the event log up. Wait, you do not meet... Oh, wait, I can't run it on my white mage, apparently. Oh. Huh. We could save it, unless you really want to do it right now. I mean, it used to be 50, it turns out. Yeah. Well, that sucks. I guess we could wait. Warrior Paladin? Yeah, I think we could just do it on Pally. Or Warrior. I'd be down to just run it on Warrior, to be honest. We'll just go, because... I don't know. We'll just go smack some stuff on the Warrior, I guess. This is the guy we need to talk to for that other unlock quest. Dude, I love how you can hear the rain outside on the roof of the building. It's so nice. What the hell is going on in here? Why are those people like chasing that thing? Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Alright. Oh yeah, you get 3 sproutlings. Wait, Tonberry. Are we supposed to like just... Oh. Why are they... Are we supposed to run past them? Or like what? I don't know what's happening here. Holy crap, they're smacking me really hard. What is happening? Holy crap, dude. Okay. We go this way? Question mark? Bronze beetles. Okay. Tomberry. Okay, these things seem like crazy. So I don't know where we're going next. I think we're going like this way. I was getting chunked when there was like 3 Tonberries on me. I think there were 3 Tonberries anyways. There's another Tonberry. Okay, what is it here? The Tonberry Stalker gives up the chase and returns to its lair. I don't know what that means. Keeper of Halidom. What is this? Reduced immunity. Oh, it's gone now, whatever it was. Nymian device. Oh no, not more Tonberries. I guess we can proceed. These guys don't seem like too crazy. Gear grease. A rusted Nymian device. Do we have to like use the gear grease on this? Use lantern oil, I guess so. The Nymian generator's safety protocol is deactivated. Okay. I'm so confused. Like, what are we doing right now? Okay, the safety protocols are deactivated apparently. That's good, I think. Do we go up here? Soldier of Nim. Where else do we go? We're supposed to... What is this big dude? Are we supposed to avoid him? No? Do we go this way? Okay. Do we avoid the big scary dude? Oh, I don't think, yeah, we're supposed to like evade him, I guess. Oh no. Do we go down this way, maybe? Where are we going? I think you're like supposed to run away from this guy, yeah? Oh my god, there's Tonberries here now. Are we supposed to go this way, or like where do we go? The Tonberry drops a flask of oil. The device is rusted over. Oh, we need the lantern oil. Where the heck are we going, dude? I'm so confused. Oh, it's up here. I see. I think. Who knows where we're going? I wish I knew. Are we supposed to do all of the rusted devices, I guess? I have no freaking idea. The sealed gate opens. Where is the sealed gate? Oh, is it this? That was a very strange area. Good job on the healing, though. The final ease. The giant Barbariz's eyes focus on a single target. Alright. That guy wasn't too hard. I feel like the mobs are more difficult than anything. I guess you get the lantern oil from the tonberries, huh? Yeah, it looks like they drop it quite frequently. Oh geez, the Chanteray? What is this? Oh no. Oh no. Is this a giant Tonberry King? It is, it's the Tonberry King. Oh shit. The point of purgation will be sealed, alright. Okay, if we don't bother the other Tonberries, we'll be fine, right? We just don't bother them. Oh no, it's walking slowly towards us. What is this? I had some sort of a debuff. I should probably maybe pay attention to that. I guess you're just supposed to tank and spank him. I don't know. I'm not sure what the debuff was that I got. I didn't get a chance to see it. Okay, he wasn't too bad. Nice. I feel like the hardest part of that dungeon was that middle room. Oh no, wait. The player commendation. There you go. Oh, okay, I guess I just get everything. That, the middle area was like crazy. Where those like Tonberry assassin things or whatever they are just like wandering around and you can't kill them and they just stab you in the face. You don't know where to go. It was kind of fun. How hectic was that for healing when everyone was getting stabbed in the face? I feel like it makes sense now that I've seen it, but like going into it blind, it was like, where the hell are we supposed to go and what are we supposed to do? Alright. Yeah, the reason everyone ran at the start is a Tonberry chases you at first. It was really fun. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. How long have we been going? I can probably hack out another 20, I guess, just so we can be at 2 hours. Put in the minimum time. I'm gonna close the window really quick also, because it got really cold really fast. Yeah, I don't know like what the best technique for that center area is, I guess. It feels like you'd have to like get the lantern oil and avoid the stabbies really quickly. Anyways, yeah, let's go White Mage. And I guess we'll do this quest. So there's supposed to be a primal, I guess. Proceed to the seat of the first bow. Oh, what the heck? Oh, this is like Merlwyb's office, I guess. Oh, these guys have like cool masks. This is nice. Normally everyone would hide on stairs and wait for everyone to pass. Oh, I see. Interesting. Quicksilver, I've heard much of your deeds in recent days. You come to lend your strength to the primal investigation, yes? Your aid is most welcome. Wait for the Tonberries to pass, we mean? Worded it wrong. Yeah, I think I see what you mean. You mean like the big Tonberries, you just like let them pass? It seems like you can just run around though if you really want to. Maybe not the best approach. Anyways, who is that man in black? Bowlord Lewin would have you ascertain the veracity of the ominous rumors circulating about Gridania of late. I shall proceed directly to the matter at hand. Though still unsubstantiated, ill rumors stir amongst the townspeople of late. Rumors of a shadow-clad knight who rides in the shroud. Under normal circumstances, I would pay such idle ghost stories little heed. This time, however, we have reason to suspect, but we have naught to gain by rushing to judgment. I would have you go to the streets, Quicksilver, speak with the people, and hear their words with your own ears. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. It is our duty to preserve the peace in the Twelveswood. The Ixal and the Garleans see to it that we have nary a moment's rest. As such, we always welcome the assistance of dependable adventurers such as yourself. Can we just go in there anytime we want now? None but authorized personnel may enter. Oh, I see. Well, I guess we're not going in there again anytime soon. Alright. Who was that man in black? Gather information from the residents of Gridania. Wait, isn't there... Oh, it's this person. Chantelstoop. Chanteloop. The Ghost Knight. I saw him, clad from head to toe in armor that seemed forged from shadow itself, galloping through the shroud atop his hellsborn steed. Mark my words, the trees themselves were quivering in fear that night. I have not slept a wink since I returned. Okay, I think we've read all this follow-up stuff before, I believe. You can't mount here. Oh, okay, they're all in this zone actually. That's convenient. Yes, I saw the Black Knight, after which I promptly fled for my dear life. Should you end up in my position, you'd be wise to do the same. I have my pride, but I am not fool enough to cast my life away. Besides, one look was enough to know. This is a manifestation of pure evil. Were he to turn that massive sword against Gridania, all of our lances as one could not hope to stand in his way. Alright, cool. I don't think we need to do the follow-up for these guys. They seem to all... I think they're all just regular NPCs that are stationed around. There's one more in here. Yeah, don't sneak up on me like that, friend. Forgive me, ever since espying a glimpse of that ghastly horseman, my heart won't stop racing. I knew the elementals would punish us sooner or later for daring to disobey their will. This is surely a sign of sinister happenings to come. I saw him clear as day, or clear as night, you might say, with my own two eyes. More fearsome than the rider was his ghastly steed. I know not where you've traveled, but I can assure you you've not seen more frightening a beast. One thing I can tell you, friend, that was no spectre or shadow. Nay, he was as solid as you or me. Alright. Report your findings to Lewin. I guess we can teleport there. But yeah, sorry if I'm not overly talkative. I'm really tired right now. I'm basically running on autopilot. Or basically, I think we're probably going to just finish up this quest, and that should probably be it for tonight, because I'm running on empty, basically. Proceed to sear the first bow. A knight clad in shadow-forged armor, a mammoth sword and hellsborn steed. It is clear now our worst forebodings have proven most unfortunately prescient. The dark divinity, Bolor Luin would seek the counsel of others. A ghostly knight atop his baleful steed, it is as I feared. The rumors bear a most inauspicious resemblance to the references in ancient scripture describing Odin, the dark divinity. It is my suspicion that the dark horseman of rumor is indeed Odin, and furthermore that this malevolent presence is a primal. And yet before the god's quiver takes action, I would seek the counsel of one versed in the holy writings. Make for Quarrymill and seek out Brother Oap Pesci. I would know what he knows, and be swift, Quicksilver. If Odin is truly come to the Shroud, time is not on our side. Alright. To Quarrymill we go. So there's a primal, and his name is Odin, and he's a guy that rides around on a horse. This is not a primal I was previously familiar with. Oap Pesci. Was this guy always here? I feel like this guy's exclusive for the story. I am Oap Pesci, and you must be the adventurer I've been expecting. Yes, Odin, the dark divinity. Bolor Luin is understandably distressed at his arrival. As one who has read the scriptures, however, I am not entirely surprised. Odin, as the ancient writings have it, rode forth into our world wielding a dark blade capable of cleaving earth and the heavens. By his fell blade did perish Earth herself and countless multitudes of her people. At long last, a great hero of Alag did arise to do battle with the dark god. Odin was slain and his spirit sealed within a forest spring. For years this was thought to be a mere wives' tale, a ghost story told by mothers to frighten their young ones into obedience, but recent archaeological studies at Allegan ruins have unearthed damning evidence to the contrary, and now these rumors. The scriptures claim that the dark divinity slumbers in Earth's fount, deep in the heart of the Shroud, where the power of a crystal confines him. I have ventured into the forest and seen the crystal with my own eyes, but this was many years ago. It is entirely within the realm of possibility that something has gone terribly awry, and the fetters of crystal confine the dark divinity no longer. I would send you to Earth's fount to investigate the matter, but be forewarned, your path will not be an easy one. Should any evil spirit stand in your way, this water of cleansing should avail you. Be safe, adventurer. If the dark divinity truly rides in you, dark days are upon our realm indeed. Okay, I guess this guy, I think this is a story exclusive NPC. Because I don't remember seeing this guy. He's got a pretty unique outfit. Interesting. Alright. So we're supposed to go to Earth's font. Inspect Earth's seal and use cleansing water to defeat evil spirits. Oh, whoops. This is clearly not a good way to go, I guess. I guess we should go south. Fate discovered nearby. Oh yeah, this is where all the hogs spawn. And the giant hog. Large hogs. Wait, this is... Oh, wait, we're supposed to go up this way, actually. I see. Yeah, I remember we came up here for a quest one time. I don't think we went all the way up here, though. Oh, I didn't even know this was up here. Interesting. Inspect Earth's seal and use cleansing water to defeat evil spirits. It does say spirits, not sprites. So therefore... Oh, here, Earth's seal. A chill wind rustles the leaves about you. The last of the Allegans. Doesn't seem too menacing. Oh wait, yeah, we're supposed to water of cleansing. Wait, what does this say? Gridanian spring water, blessed and imbued with purifying magics by Brother Oap Pessy, as opposed to Oap Pepsi. Yes, we must cleanse the evil spirits with Pepsi. Clearly. Oh wait, where's my... Did my chocobo run out? Or did it die? I'm not sure. Oh, it's dead. Obtain the Sundering Binding Stone from Earth's Seal. Okay. Deliver the Sundered Binding Stone to Oat Pessy. Alright. I guess back we go to Quarry Mill. Kind of curious what the objective of all this is. The crystalline gold that held the dark divinity in check. Were you able to ascertain what has become of it? Sundered Binding Stone. This stone may have been the only thing preventing the Elder Primal Odin's return to Eorzea, and now the stone is destroyed. Magical energy still remains in this stone, though its powers have grown dim. Once more, behold how the stone has been cleaved clear in twain. By Odin's fell blade, there can be no doubt. Yes, there can be no doubt as to the identity of our unwelcome guest, and yet it is almost curious. If the Dark Divinity rides free, why does he tarry in the shroud? Any road, you are to be commended for your bravery, adventurer. Simi is preparing a report on this very matter as we speak. I would be most grateful if you could share your findings with her as well. The rumors were true after all. The Dark Divinity rides again. Pray share your findings with Simi as well, adventurer. Report to Simi. Okay. Simi is where? Are they, like, up above, maybe? They up on the battlements? Maybe we should go up there and see. Or they might be inside somewhere else. Oh no, there they are. Simi. Tread lightly, outsider. I am watching you. So, it is indeed as we feared. The seal of Earth's fount has been broken, and the Dark Divinity rides again. I must draft a report immediately. Okay. All you wanted to know about Odin. Simi wouldn't trust you with a delivery. Your assistance in the investigation has proven invaluable, adventurer. You have our thanks. With your aid, I have finally managed to complete my report, a thorough survey of all eyewitness reports, along with the most credible theories regarding the Dark Divinity's presence in the Shroud. I intend to deliver copies of the report to Brother Oap Pessy and Bowlord Lewin myself. The Scions, too, will no doubt be eager to learn of our findings. I would be most appreciative if you could deliver a copy to Uranger in my stead. My duties demand that I remain composed, but in all truth I fear for the fate of our people. Should the time come that the Dark Divinity draws his blade against Gridania, promise me that we can count on your aid. Happenings at Taker's Rot and Red Belly Hive, the latest rumors concerning Earth Fount. Why, if I have to write another report, my arm is going to fall clear off. This poor guy. Too much paperwork. Alright, deliver the Odin report to Uranger. I guess for this we can use one of our Vesper Bay tickets. Since they gave us so many of them after all. Well, looks like no one is dead, so that's always good when you come back and the Waking Sands hasn't been invaded. Kai, I'm most heartened by thy safe return. Wert thou able to cast light on the shadows that haunt the shroud? Odin Report. A list documenting all recent sightings of the Elder Primal Odin. So it is true. Having awakened from a nigh eternal slumber, the dark divinity now rides free in the shroud. Whilst you were afield, I immersed myself in the scriptures. The more I scoured the words, the more I did realize that the writings drew heavily upon elegant historical chronicles. History is quite a fascinating beast, is it not? One nation's glory is another nation, or is another's suffering. One nation's great hero, another's most abhorrent villain. I mean not to speak in platitudes, only to say that there is never but a single side to any story, even a story that is presented as historical fact. To what end did the great hero of the Alag seal Odin in a gowl? Wait, to what end did the great hero of Alag seal Odin in a gowl of crystal? What impels the dark divinity to ride once again? Cast thine light on the shadows of history, friend, that we might be delivered from the darkness. I guess let's go with critical hit. As one age endeth and another doth rise, so do our struggles wax and wane. Okay. Wait, so that was it. Huh? All you wanted to know about Odin complete, but did we like unlock anything? Wait, item level. Why is this popping up now? Leveling your character is crucial to unlocking Eorzea's end content, however, it is not the only value you need to keep your eye on. Almost as important as the level of your class job is the level of your gear. The reason behind this is simple. All gear is not created equal, with items featuring a high item level most often stronger than those with a low item level. While some high-level weapons and gear can be crafted or purchased in stores, the majority can be obtained in exchange for elegant tombstones, special drops that can be found in instance dungeons or raids, and on the hunt. Once you have collected enough tombstones, journey to Revenant's Toll to outfit yourself with the best equipment the realm has to offer. Okay. Increasing item level. Each piece of gear in Eorzea is assigned a level to indicate its relative strength. The average item level of your currently equipped gear, including your accessories, is an important value that can determine not only whether or not you will have trouble in certain battles, but oftentimes whether or not you will even be able to allow to participate. Your current average item level can be viewed at any time under the character within the main menu. You will soon find that maintaining a high average item level is key to success in tackling Eorzea's myriad challenges. Okay. Oh, Odin is a fate, not an instance. So we unlocked the fate? Did we unlock the right to like be able to participate in it or something? Is that what it was? It was just weird because it was marked as an unlock quest. So I'm not sure like what we unlocked. It wouldn't be here, I guess. I don't know. I guess like maybe he spawned somewhere. Maybe that's one of the like big fates that shows up that everyone goes to. I knoweth not. But anyways, that's neat. I guess we have whatever that is unlocked. Who was that man in black is the next one? It seems to be part of a quest chain. Yeah, no, but we just did that. We just did the whole quest chain. At least I think we did. We did that. Who's that man in black? It's the one you like go to Gridania and like talk to everyone. We did yeah, here. Who was that man in black? Objective fulfilled. Who is that man in black complete? The Dark Divinity accepted. The Dark Divinity fulfilled. All you wanted to know about Odin accepted. All you wanted to know about Odin complete. I don't know, I'm just curious because it's I don't know, it didn't really necessarily clearly indicate that anything unlocked. So then you just did all you wanted to know about Odin. Yeah, that's right, that's the one. We just finished that. I don't know. Maybe there's something in Limsa. I'm way too tired to undertake any more side quests here as well, so we're gonna go. We'll go to Limsa. Fear and Odin in the Shroud then is the right one. We're wrong. Sorry. Your next quest. Fear and Odin in the Shroud. Oh my god, I know that song. That's God Knows from Haruhi. Dun, 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 dun. Your next quest, it's the Primal Quests line. I don't know if I didn't. The Primal Quests line. I don't know, maybe it'll be available later. Fear and Odin in the Shroud unlocks Earth's Fount. Am I crazy? Did I just miss a follow-up quest? Let me go to Horizon. Was there another quest there that I missed? Because it seems like we got all of them. Wait, it's from FFXIV or something. Really? So they don't really tell you outright to go there. He just says go investigate it. It's from Scarlet? You can't progress further. Yeah, well, the guy is gone now. He's not here. Oh, you have to finish a Realm Reborn main story quest? That's so weird. So you can't get the next quest? That's so troll. They give you the unlock quest, but they don't let you finish it. And then you just forget about it. I'm not gonna remember I did that. Oh well, I guess we have it progressed pretty far. So that if we come across the next one later on, we'll be able to just do it. Because it takes place after? I see. Alright. Fair enough. That seems kind of strange to me, but we'll roll with it. Haven't seen Haruhi in such a long time. That was I feel like that's over a decade ago. Back in the olden early days of anime. When I was just first getting into it. A little bit. Along with the likes of such classics as, Lucky Star, FLCL, what else was there? Akira. Ghost in the Shell. What else was there? I don't know. There's a lot of them from that era. I can't necessarily recall them all right now. And there's also a lot of them that I didn't see that were very popular at the time, but I never actually ended up watching them. I think I still might have them on my media list. FLCO, that was a goodie. Yeah. It, apparently the remake was really bad. Ghost in the Shell is still a favorite. I think like a lot of Ghost in the Shell got lost on me. Like I don't know, I was a pretty dumb kid, and I still am pretty dumb. Like a lot of things like sometimes go over my head unless they're like explicitly explained to me. I think I got like the gist of it though. I probably need to rewatch it. Also, I think there's like several different installments of that anime that came up. Like it wasn't just like, I thought there was like a movie, but then there was like also like side episodes or something. Love Ghost in the Shell so much, it's so accurate to our future. It was lost in us as a child too, but it was very interesting still. Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's just the animation when watching it when I was younger was cool. There's a lot of Ghost in the Shell stuff. Continue a list on Discord of everything. Oh crap. Okay. Yeah, geez, I just wish I had more time to delve into all that stuff. I really do. I really, truly do. It's already enough of a struggle to try to keep up with doing Final Fantasy streams every day, and then also trying to like keep up with work, and also trying to keep up with running. Even those few things alone are enough, and then I already have a backlog of like all kinds of other stuff I'm supposed to be doing that I'm kind of shirking in favor of playing this, so yeah, I don't know. This is really fun though, I do enjoy this. It's worth it, I think. I don't know how sustainable it is though. I might not be able to do this for, I don't know, another like a few months. Because it's I don't know, it takes a lot out of me. It's not as big as like One Piece or Gundam or anything, or Naruto or anything else like that. Oh yeah, that's right, there were all those ones. I never really saw a lot of those ones. Oh, Hellsing. I remember Hellsing was really good. The animation in that one was really nice. Never watched Naruto, never watched One Piece. Never really got into Gundam, not because, well, I don't know, I didn't really like Gundam as a kid, but apparently like the politics and like the pseudo-realism of the tactics and like the warfare that take place, like the lore is really good apparently in Gundam. I just never really digged the whole like gigantic fighting robot motif that they went with. It was just kind of like too over the top for me. But I don't know. That's one I've kind of been wanting to revisit. There's a certain one, I forget which one it is. It's the one that has Char in it. Apparently Char is supposed to be a really interesting character. So I'm kind of interested in going back and seeing that. Not really into Gundam either. Code Geass is more up our alley for mechas. Right, yeah, I've heard of that one. I don't think I ever watched that either. There was also a Full Metal Alchemist. Was really popular. I never really got into it either though. I had a group of friends that were like kind of semi into it or very much into it. The first season of Attack on Titan was kind of late, but it was still semi within that era, I feel like, which was good. I never watched the rest of Attack on Titan because it's just, they took so long to release the series, I never ended up seeing it. Full Metal is pretty good. Yeah, it looked okay. I think I just ended up watching like some random episodes of it, so I didn't really understand the cast of characters too well. Code Geass, Lane, Ghost in the Shell are still the best personally. Yeah, I had a friend that showed me Lane. Lane is really complicated. I wasn't even that young when I saw Lane. I saw it like semi-recently, probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I think. That's a very complicated anime. It's like, you can appreciate it on the surface level, but there's so much going on, and there's so much like intertwined in the writing and the like symbology and everything that it's I don't think it's even possible really to pick everything up on the first pass. But it was good. I did enjoy that one. And Psychopaths, a lot of love for psychological anime. Also, Mushishi is amazing in God tier. Actually, I haven't heard of either of those before, I don't think. Psychopaths. I don't think I have. But early on, it's a lot more confusing. Lena's super easy to understand once you get it. Well, isn't that everything though? Once you understand it, it's super easy. It's a yes, because then you understand it. Yeah, Lane is an anime that requires multiple watch-throughs to understand. I see. I watched Konosuba way back when that first came out. As like a hipster, basically. Konosuba ended up getting like really popular, like, I don't know when. Probably in the last like maybe 5 years, but I think it came out like a really, really long time ago. Well, not really, really long, but, you know, like relatively long ago. I think there was a time when it was kind of somewhat under the radar. But then like Mega Man ended up becoming extremely, extremely popular. But I don't know, that's not really, it's not even in the same genre or ballpark. What else is there? I think one of my favorite animes, it's a series. It's a short film series. It's, oh geez, what is it called? Oh my, I can't even remember what it's called. My favorite one out of it is The Running Man. I gotta cheat and look up what it's from. Oh yeah, it's from Neo Tokyo, right. Neo Tokyo is the series of short films. It's not really, I don't know, it's not a full-on anime, it's just some like short stories and anime drawings. Mushi is an anime about these beings called Mushi, which are considered the closest thing to life, and they cause weird things to people a lot. Another favorite anime is Given, probably a favorite anime of the last few years. Interesting. I always say, like, every time I hear about new animes, I always want to, like, scout them out. But I never have time to get into a new series. I just don't have time to sit through entire anime series anymore. I'd really have to find, I don't know, you know what I would need to probably do? I would need to get to, like, Endgame Final Fantasy, and then I would end up just, like, never streaming, and I would just do all of my grinding in Final Fantasy while, like, watching or attempting to watch an anime. The only trouble is I usually like to watch, I like to watch subs, so I can't really multitask if I'm doing that. So, yeah, it kind of becomes a major time investment. I was watching, like, for newer stuff, I was watching, oh wait, Mushishi is a relaxing psychological anime, which is rare for psychological. Most psychological anime relies on a lot of violence, which got boring. Elfin Lead, Mirai, Nikki, and many others, of course. Yeah, I think one of the only psychological ones, well, like, obviously Lane is one. I think Madoka Magica was, like, would qualify as psychological. And it was sort of violence-based, but not quite. There was a little bit more to it than that. We multitask with anime subs all the time and not understand how others can't. Well, you must have very powerful robo-brain that can process many things at once. Madoka relies a tiny bit on violence, but there was more to it, yes. Yeah, it wasn't really about the violence. Like, the violence was present, but it wasn't really the focal point, it felt like. But yeah, like, more recent animes I was taking a look at. I watched all of Banana Fish, which was interesting. It's not really, I don't know, it's not really in-depth or anything, to be honest. It's kind of, I don't know. It's more of just like an action romance, maybe. I think would be the best way to describe it, which is really weird considering the name. It's got some interesting elements to it. I tried to watch, what is it called? Bango Stray Dogs. I didn't get very far in that one. It seemed to be a little bit tropey. I was in the middle of watching Haikyuu with someone, but we ended up, like, I haven't talked to them in a while, so I ended up, like, basically putting that on hold, but it was really good as well. Like, it was good. It's just a shonen, but it's like it's written really well. It's got like really good character development. It's not really like, I don't know. It's not psychologically or like intellectually complex. It's just a well-written story with like good characters, which I found really surprising because it's just about volleyball. And I think it's really interesting how they're able to do such good storytelling with just volleyball. I don't know. I think it's their storytelling approach is very unique. Bungo Stray Dogs was bleh. Friend really likes it though. Huh. Given is a well-written-up boys' love story about music and guitar. Huh. And the music is good. All caps good. Very good. Oh, wait. Do not call us intelligent, we just have ADHD and autism. We need to consume constantly information, experiences, new things. Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm on the spectrum for both of those things also, in some capacity. But I don't know. I think I must have like a different form of ADHD, I think, because it's like... Sometimes my mind kind of darts all over the place. Like, for example, when I got these quests, for instance, it's like my mind was like completely scattered. It's like, oh my god, I just got bombarded with like, 6 different quests to do. What do I do? And you'll notice how I vocalized out loud like my thought process of like, okay, I want to do all this, I want to do that, blah 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 blah. That's my ADHD, I think. But then it's like, once I focus on something, I like really focus on it hard, like hardcore. And I focus on it so much to the point that I can't multitask. So whatever it is I'm fixated on, I'm completely zeroed in on that one thing. And that's what I'm focused on completely. Like 100% of my brain is focused on that one thing. And I'll be thinking about that one thing from like 50 different perspectives at once, and it'll all be focused on just that thing. That's my form of whatever it is I've got, I think. It's like I can virtually, if I'm writing an article on something, I'm virtually thinking about like 50 different other articles to reference that all reference to that same topic. That's how it works for me. It's really weird. But it makes multitasking like nearly impossible. The only time I can really multitask is if I'm playing like an action RPG or something. Like something mindless, and then I can divert my attention like 50-50 maybe towards like maybe a stream and maybe playing the action RPG. And like that's about it. We don't call that intelligent, we just call ourselves a black hole for things we find interesting. That's fair enough. I guess like intelligence is very much just a subjective thing also. I don't know, I was just using like a random blanket buzzword, by the way. I guess I didn't mean it too literally, but also don't take that as me not calling you intelligent. I feel like this is weird to backpedal out of. But yeah, maybe not the best use of the term intelligent. I'm sure there's a better term that would have been better suited for it. See, that's how we are, but with multitasking. Sometimes, however, the focus can slide into one specific thing. Certain things it's harder to multitask, and sometimes it's harder, like days when brain isn't burring well. Yeah, that's true also. There's certain days where things, the brain doesn't burr well. I find, well, I don't know, I could talk about this forever. I forgot I'm still recording and still streaming. To be 100% honest with you, I forgot. I forgore, as they say. I don't know if it's still popular to say that. I think it like kind of is. It's kind of dead at this point. Autistic and burnout sometimes. Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah, and there's the other thing too is you should maybe stop. Yeah, I'm considering stopping here. Let's at least go into the comfy feather bed. We can do that to start. We're getting lots of non-Final Fantasy exposition about the player lore, secret streamer player lore. It's sleep time. The only other thing I will say about brain not burning is, apart from like nutrition and like how much energy you've expended in a day, like for example, if I go for a run and it's like a longer run, I usually I can't really think for the rest of the day because I've like expended all of my energy basically. But apart from that, also there's like certain times of the day where people are like naturally inclined to be more or less productive or like more or less alert mentally. So there's also that to take into consideration. Which is why some people who have like overactive minds in the evening have a hard time falling asleep. It's because that's when they're like naturally attuned to have the highest brain activity. So when you factor that in with other various things like ADHD and stuff, it can be very complicated and all over the place. But yeah, you're right, it's sleep time. It's already a lot later than I probably would. Oh my god, we went for like an extra half hour than I was intending to go for it. But yeah, I don't know what the plan is for tomorrow. I'm not even gonna try to like draft up a plan because I'm really not sure. We'll do something tomorrow. And part of me feels like it might be a white mage story. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's all I can really say. It'll be a surprise. It'll be a mystery. But yeah, this was fun. We got through some of the main story. I'm sure some people are glad that happened. The people that are in this for the main story and reaction. I should talk a little bit about their reaction, I guess. I mean, I'm super hyped for the whole campaign. I think it looks really interesting. I'm super hyped for it. You know what? That's all I can really say. I'm not going to ramble too much because I should go to sleep. I could ramble forever about what we saw. I really like the cutscene, the meeting. I'm glad it was voiced between the three grain company leaders. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was great to be able to hear all three of them voiced. Although I do think there is a little bit of a Titus moment there. I'll reiterate that. That one moment when Nanamo is laughing and then she says "here, here," it's like it just didn't sync up with what her character model was doing and it felt really awkward. I'm someone who's very, very, very lenient with voice acting, but that part felt extremely awkward. But other than that, it was really good. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's about all I can... That's all I can recall right now. I'm sure there's other things I could talk about. I don't know, maybe... That's one thing I could try and do. I'm terrible at it. But I would love to, like, while we're doing the side quests and stuff, just, like, talk about the experiences so far. Because while they've been limited, they've been really interesting and good. I suck so much at doing that. Maybe I just need to practice doing it and maybe I get better at it. But, like, I'd love to talk about all the characters we've met so far and, like, my thoughts on them and, like... the storyline in general and how the storytelling has been taking place. Like, while we do some of the less interesting stuff, like the Beast Quest unlocks and stuff. And those kinds of quests. Anyways, I'm in Aether Space. Okay, I'm gonna let you two can have your convo also. I'm not gonna jump in, unfortunately, because I'm wrapping up. If I get involved, I'm going to be stuck here for another hour, probably, because I love talking about this stuff. You guys should talk about this stuff more, like, during the stream, and then I'd have something to talk about while we, like, run around, I guess, maybe. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna be it for me tonight. Thank you guys as always for hanging out though. It's super fun. I'm so glad to have people to experience this with. I feel like it's so fun and great too to like be able to like go to a new dungeon and it's like, oh hey, Chthonic is ready to like just jump in right away. It's like really, really fun. It's probably I look forward to this every night. It's really fun. So thank you guys for being here. You guys are making this super awesome. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I am rambling. I'm going to stop rambling. Also, thank you to anyone who was lurking today. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow when we do something fun. We'll do something. We got lots to do in this game, so we'll figure something out. I hope you guys have a great night. And yeah, I will see you next time. But until then, have a great one, and bye-bye for now.